dribble. Rebound Collier. Williams off to the races and scores.
When Caitlin Clark stepped into the WNBA spotlight, she carried with her the dreams of a generation, a blazing comet of talent. A name whispered with reverence, a legacy in the making. But greatness, as we all know, rarely comes without struggle. And now, as headlines swirl and fans anxiously hold their breath, the question isn't just when will Caitlin return, but rather, how much weight can one athlete carry before something gives? Just weeks ago, she was dominating headlines for her rookie brilliance, setting records, breaking barriers, and reigniting national interest in women's basketball. And then, just like that, silence. A lingering groin injury has taken her off the court, and with each day that passes, the silence grows louder. No slam dunks, no step-back threes, no fiery sideline passion, just rehab rooms, medical evaluations, and an entire sports world watching the clock. The Indiana Fever, a team that once surged with new hope thanks to Caitlin's electric presence, now finds itself in limbo, forced to adjust not just their gameplay but their identity. For Caitlin, the injury is more than just physical, it's psychological warfare. She's never been one to sit still. Even in college, rest was a foreign concept. Her fire burned too brightly to slow down, but now, she's forced to confront the one opponent she can't outrun: stillness. Reports confirm it's a right groin strain. But what they don't tell you is the toll it takes, the way it eats at an athlete's confidence, the way the body hesitates just a split second longer after every flare of pain, and how doubt creeps in, whispering, "Will you ever be the same again?" The Fever staff have remained vague about her return. No clear timeline, no false promises, just a cold reality: she come back when she's ready, and no sooner. And while that may sound sensible, for fans, it's agonizing. Every game she misses feels like a chapter torn from the book they were promised. Social media has become a battlefield, fans demanding answers, critics spinning narratives, and insiders debating whether the physical intensity of her playstyle is sustainable at the pro level. But what they all overlook is the human behind the headlines. Caitlin is 23. She's barely had a moment to breathe. Between the high-pressure world of college ball and the relentless demands of professional fame, she's been on late-night talk shows, featured on trading cards, honored by legends, all while adjusting to new teammates, new expectations, and a league hungry for her to be everything at once: a savior, a star, and a symbol. And yet now, she sits in silence, far from the spotlight, her body doing what her will never allowed, forcing her to stop. This isn't just a bump in the road, it's a crucible, and how she navigates it could define not just her rookie season, but her entire career. Teammates have rallied, the coaching staff speaks with cautious optimism, and yet the undercurrent of worry is undeniable. What happens if she returns too soon? What if she hesitates, just once, in a high-speed drive to the rim? The WNBA is not forgiving, and every minute on the bench is a minute lost in chemistry building, rhythm, and playoff positioning. The pressure to return is immense, from fans, from media, even from within. And yet, the true test isn't just in her recovery, but in her resistance, the strength to say, "Not yet," when the world is screaming, "Now." And while she watches from the sidelines, the team must learn to evolve without her. To fight without their spark. To believe that victory is still possible in her absence. There's something painfully poetic about it. The hero benched, the story paused, the audience left waiting. But maybe, just maybe, this is exactly what greatness requires. Not just speed and power, but patience and resilience. Not just highlight reels, but healing. In recent days, Caitlin was spotted courtside, smiling faintly, dressed in team colors, cheering on her squad. But behind that smile, you can almost sense the fire, the unbearable urge to rise, to move, to fight again. And when that day comes, when she finally sheds the training gear and laces up for battle once more, it won't just be a return, it will be a reckoning. A moment that says, "I'm back, not because you demanded it, but because I decided it." Until then, the world waits, and so does she. Because real greatness isn't proven when you're winning. It's forged when you're forced to sit still, face yourself, and come back stronger than...
Coach, tell me about this win. Hard-fought game.
She came into the WNBA like a force of nature, confident, electric, impossible to ignore. Caitlin Clark wasn't just a rookie, she was a revolution. sold-out arenas, record-breaking viewership, rookie cards selling for over $500,000. Everyone from fans to analysts to even her rivals knew one thing. Women's basketball had found its new face, but then, in a cruel twist of fate, that face disappeared. Not from posters or TV interviews, but from the court. Because greatness, no matter how fiery, is never immune to the weight of expectation or the limits of the human body. It started, quietly, a few missed plays, moments where her burst wasn't quite there. Then came the confirmation, a groin injury. At first, it sounded like nothing major, just a tweak, they said. Some rest, but the days turned into weeks. And now, Caitlin Clark has missed 4 consecutive games, each one a silent alarm ringing louder in the ears of Indiana Fever fans. And the most haunting part, there's still no timetable for her return. The team's official statement was cautious. Clark will continue to be evaluated. Her health is our priority. But to the fans who've watched the spark dim from a once unstoppable team, the uncertainty is unbearable. Clark isn't just a player, she's the heartbeat. Her absence isn't just a stat line, it's an emotional vacuum. Every game she misses feels less exciting, less hopeful, and more like a reminder that nothing in sports is guaranteed. And yet, behind the headlines, behind the injury reports and speculation, there's a deeper story unfolding, one about pressure, resilience, and the price of superstardom. Because what most people don't see is what's happening behind the scenes. Caitlin Clark hasn't stopped working. While she can't sprint or dive or crash through defenders, she's still grinding. Rehab sessions, therapy, mental coaching. She's watching film, supporting her teammates from the sidelines. Even cracking the occasional joke because that's who she is. A fighter, a leader, a warrior trapped in recovery. And every moment off the court, every minute she's forced to sit and watch, it fuels her. The groin injury may seem minor to some, but for an elite athlete, it's a nightmare. It affects balance, acceleration, agility, everything Clark does better than almost anyone. Rushing back could mean re-injury. Staying out too long could mean losing rhythm, confidence, timing. It's a mental game as much as a physical one. And in Caitlin's case, it's being played on a national stage, with millions watching, waiting, judging. And while the world waits, the Indiana Fever are trying to adapt. Players like Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston have stepped up, trying to fill the massive void Clark's absence has left. And recently, the team made an interesting move, signing Chloe Bibby, a former Mississippi State star, to provide size and scoring depth. Bibby, in her first statement as a member of the Fever, said, "I'm ready to fight. I know what Caitlin means to this team, and I just want to help hold the line until she's back." But no matter how many new faces arrive, the truth remains, there's only one Caitlin Clark. Meanwhile, the WNBA world hasn't slowed down, and neither has the hype. Just days ago, Clark's 2024 rookie card shattered records, selling for $660,000, the highest price ever paid for a female athlete's trading card. Think about that, a piece of cardboard, worth more than a luxury car, just because it carries her name, her image, her story. That's not just fandom, that's belief. The world doesn't just like Caitlin Clark, it believes in her. And so, every update or lack of one becomes headline news. Is she practicing? When will she return? Is the injury worse than they're admitting? Social media is flooded with theories. Some say the team is hiding something. Others think Clark is being smart, pacing herself for a long career. The truth, probably somewhere in between. But one thing is certain. The silence around her return is growing louder by the day. Still, even as she heals, Clark continues to inspire. A recent viral photo showed her courtside, smiling, wearing her Fever gear, cheering her teammates on. And behind that smile, you can sense it, that fire. The itch to be back, the frustration, the hunger, it's all there, just beneath the surface. Because for someone like Caitlin Clark, sitting still is the hardest part of all, and maybe that's what makes this chapter so important. Not because it's glamorous, not because it's filled with highlight reels or buzzer beaters, but because it's real. Because even superheroes get hurt. And when they do, they don't fade away. They rise, smarter, stronger, hungrier. And when Caitlin Clark returns, and she will, it won't just be a comeback. It'll be a statement. That pain doesn't define her. That doubt doesn't stop her. That no matter what the scoreboard says today, her story is still being written. One recovery session, one silent victory at a time. So to every fan watching, waiting, wondering. Hold the faith. Because Caitlin Clark's next chapter isn't over, it's just about to begin. And when it does, the roar will be louder than ever. Because real legends don't just play the game, they survive it, heal through it, and change it forever. And if you believe in that story, in strength through struggle, in fire that refuses to die, then don't forget to hit that like button. Drop a comment below telling us your favorite Caitlin moment. And of course, subscribe to stay updated, because her journey is just getting started, and you won't want to miss what happens next. She was everywhere, breaking records, filling arenas, and dominating headlines. Caitlin Clark wasn't just playing basketball, she was transforming it. But then, almost overnight, she was gone. No highlight reels, no courtside energy, just silence. Fans were left asking, where is Caitlin Clark? The truth quietly unfolded behind the scenes. Caitlin had been pushing herself relentlessly, playing back-to-back games, handling media pressure, and carrying the weight of a team and a league hungry for a new icon, but her body had reached its limit. The groin injury that sidelined her wasn't just a physical issue, it was a consequence of burnout, pressure, and the unforgiving pace of professional sports. In a vulnerable moment, Caitlin admitted she hadn't prepared her body the way a pro should. Her honesty shocked fans and brought a new level of respect. The Indiana Fever is now navigating a tough season without their brightest star. While Caitlin focuses on healing physically and mentally, her absence has left a massive void, but also built anticipation for what comes next. Because when she returns, it won't just be a comeback, it'll be a statement. A reminder that even legends need to pause, reset, and rise again. If this story touched you, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Hit like, and don't forget to subscribe, so you never miss another powerful moment from Caitlin Clark's journey.